Well, hello, everybody. Blessed you, y'all. I am your naughty little elf and everything, assistant to Krampus. Yes. No, I don't do St. Nicholas. I don't do Father Christmas and all that other stuff. I deal with Krampus and everything because when you're a naughty little girl, you like them spankings. Good evening to you, Brett Danny Chin. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I know it's going to be an interesting day because we've had major action going on energetically wise, people. We got the solstice going on and everything. Plus we got full moon that we just had in Gemini. We just had Venus retrograde start. We just had Chiron go back to station of direct. So we have all kinds of energies that are going on. And so real quick, I'm going to see for the collective what these Yule energies are going on that we got. Do. Let's see. I pulled out my crow oracle because they're cousins to the ravens. And a lot of people say that the tradition and what we know of Santa Claus that the Christmas people use originally was Father Odin. But we'll see. What do we have going on for Yuletide? What does Yuletide's energies be giving everybody for the collective? Tell us what our theme is. Ooh wee. Isolation. And let's do some tarot to clarify what the isolation is for. I know what I would personally use it for. Be using it to ooh work on self care. What is the isolation that we need to clarify about? Reveal to me. hmm Yep. Keep investing. Keep working on your higher self. Keep working on that healing. Using this Venus retrograde to remove those toxic um, things of mindsets, relationships, whatever it is that no longer serves your highest good. So you can come into the new year having blessed. Like I said, use this moon. Everything that's been going on, all the foolishness and everything is going to be revealed. It's going to reveal to you, you will be coming out of that lack mindset. The Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Hold on a second. I had just had to block somebody from Russia trying to do advertisement for a sex, whatever it is. Ain't that funny? I know there's a lot of things going on, because during Yule time you have mistletoe. They promote fertility and everything. But damn. Oh, be patient, Danny Chin. He's been on here before. His brother Wolfram from the Riding Club of the Norse Riders. He's going to be talking with me tonight about our different Norse pagan traditions that everyone has embedded some way or another into either Yule or Christmas or whatever. And so here he is. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome, welcome, my brother. Blessed Yule to you.
yes, same to you. Same to you.
Thank you. And like I was mentioning about tonight, we're talking about Yule and the different, Norse-based traditions that we now embed into Christmas and and all the different holiday traditions and everything. Um, what are some of your favorite Yule traditions? Do you like to do?
Um, well, I like bonfires. I do like burning the Yule log, and mostly just going around decorating and everything else. I like bringing in some of the festivities of the current times as well, but I do my best to try and keep most of the old ways in there as well. And I enjoy it. I get to mix and match a bunch of different stuff with the different religious cultures in my family. So,
Oh, that must be making it. See, to me, that's what family traditions are about and everything. is what is particular basis on your family. So if your family's mixed of different cultures, then you honor all the cultures and everything. You see those people running around saying, I only say Merry Christmas. Um, until 1838 here in America, honey, you couldn't say it. It was outlawed because it was what, people? It was what? A pagan holiday. And then Puritans said, oh no, it's the devil's holiday. Because a lot of people don't realize that very similar traditions like they do during Samhain and Halloween and everything, they also did during Yule and everything, leaving the plate for the ancestors that have passed away.
Yep.
Usually, many a times, depending on the location in Europe and everything, they would have those Yule bonfires in a cemetery, or ancestral grave area and everything, and so they would be able to honor that time. Um, One of the things I wanted to talk about was this whole trend of Krampus coming in. You know, 20 years ago, nobody knew who the hell was Krampus was unless your family was German or Austrian or some kind, or from the Swiss
Yeah.
Alps, from that area and everything. See, my family is, from my mom's side of the family. So we had that. And we always, were worried about getting the switch or the coal being left and everything. So we wanted to make sure that on St. Nicholas Day, we got our little presents and everything.
Yep.
And so, what do you think about that? How things are becoming more commercialized, with the traditions.
Well, what it is they ran out of a lot of the stuff they had been doing, just completely over saturating the market with it. They needed something new, something interesting to come out. And then with the increased love for horror movies out there, bringing in Krampus was just that much easier because then it's a Christmas horror movie. And it's
Right.
bringing in, and of course, and they always take part of it and then add in this little extra and make it this and that. But eh, I enjoy it. It gets people to go out and read more, find out more about the actual traditions and everything else. I just only
True.
feel bad for the people who don't actually go and investigate it and just go by what they see in a movie.
Right. Tell me about it. Like people don't realize that, um, that actually before Krampus actually was started by when, our Germanic, Viking ancestors and Norse ancestors were becoming Christian. They took the traditional Yule goat and
Mhm.
demonized him and everything. And that's when actually Krampus came about because before that there was no Krampus and everything. Krampus coming in doing the dirty work, and then Saint Nicholas. And then when the Protestants took over, they totally got rid of Krampus because he was too scary and too, demonic looking. And all of a sudden, Santa Claus he doled out, the punishment of giving out the coal and everything, or the presents, depending on if you've been naughty or nice, and all that kind of good stuff. And also too there's also a huge debate, and I've done my research myself and everything about how they argue about where the whole idea of Santa Claus came about, that it was based on Odin, that
Yep.
Odin used to come and bring the gifts. But also too it depends on what part of Scandinavia or Norse culture you came from, because for some people it was Frau Holly. Another, for a few people, I'm in Iceland. They have the Yule cat. It starts with a G. I always say it wrong, but they have that tradition and everything. The Yule cat goes, stalking around at night and everything, and eating, and and all the naughty children or person who hasn't gotten new clothes. More or less, if you haven't took your yearly bath and cleansed, your stinky ass was getting. Because we're not going to be stuck inside in winter with your stinky butt. Is more or
Yep.
less what they were. It's a nice way to say, smell. If you don't clean yourself, we're going to kill you. Be a cat, you know?
Yep. Those winter months were the harder months for bathing. The rest of the year, it's always been said that uh, the Germanic and Norse people were some of the cleanliest people of all. They bathed regularly, combed their
Oh yeah,
hair, and styled.
especially like in the Eastern European traditions and everything, of our Viking ancestry and Norse ancestry, they all have saunas. And still to this day, they do that. They sit there and go and sweat like profusely, like getting your body prepared for the lake of fire and everything, as the Christians like to talk about. And then they take those birch branches or whatever type of, and then they beat themselves down to exfoliate in both physically and spiritually the body, and then they go jump in some cold water.
Nope.
They even talked about in Roman times about, it's like they, thought that they were cleansing everything with their bathhouses, but after watching the Slavs do their thing, they're like, man, they're crazy. They beat the crap out of each other, and they do it
Yep.
daily, and then they dump cold water on themselves, you know.
Well,
But
now people do it as the polar plunge.
yeah, especially here in Minnesota. Real quick, say some quick hellos. Danny Chin says, hello, Brother Wolfram. Michael,
Hello.
my daughter's boyfriend, says hello. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Yule, everybody. Mystical Stein says hello. And Rami Forever says hello. Thank you, everyone, for joining in tonight. Like, again, we're talking about tonight, different traditions of Yule and how they have, those pagan traditions have influenced, our Christmas holidays and different ways of, Bon Noel, Good Yule, depending on where you're from. Feliz Navidad, baby. you know, because like in Latin culture and everything, with them, we don't really emphasize like because of losing of the German roots. Christmas isn't as big as doing Three Kings Day or Little Christmas, like in the old Orthodox traditional way, around January 6th and 7th, around the time of my birthday, because they used to have a real big, huge, before the pandemic. When I was a kid growing up, they have this huge Three Kings parade down in Miami, Florida. Between all the Cubanos and the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and especially anywhere in the Caribbean, and they speak Spanish. It's huge. It's like Mardi Gras, Christmas themed, and everything. And then it was like certain things, like from my mom's German side of the family, that we started, like after Thanksgiving, because it's always tradition to give Christmas cookies, and all that kind of good stuff, or, during Yuletide, giving the gift of food. Shoot, at my mama's house from November all the way to the time of Christmas, it literally turned into a cookie factory. We made like at least 12 different types of cookies and everything, because my parents came from big families. And so anyone over to 13 and over, they got cookies because it was cheaper and easier to do it that way, you
Yep.
know. And so it's also like with the giving of the Yule log. Like when you go to someone's house and everything, people brought you bring alcohol. In modern times and everything, they still do stuff like that. But back in the day, we didn't have electric. Our ancestors didn't have that type of heating and everything. So everything was heated by the fireplace or the central fire pit,
Yep.
in the longhouse and everything, or in the great hall. And so it was tradition and customary to bring a Yule log to add to the fire. To them, that would be the best gift. You know, what are some of the ways that you do the I can't even talk. Yule log. I can say it. Yay, I can say it. What are some of the traditions that you? How do you do yours?
Well, for the most part, it's end up doing it at other people's houses and stuff because I haven't gotten a fire pit put in my backyard yet. That's my plan for this
Okay.
next year. Usually, try and bring something over and burn it and try to keep it burning as long as we can.
Awesome.
And pretty much that's how I had to do it so far. I know for the Yule ritual I'll be doing in a couple weeks. I've already got one that I'm bringing out there to put on that fire pit for the weekend that we're doing the 2-day ceremony out there.
Now, is there any particular type of wood that you use for a Yule
Um,
log? Or
they say different trees are usually the best used. Some people like yew trees, um, some like evergreen and oak. But it all depends on where you are and what's more readily available to you. The main thing is just having a long enough one that you can try and get it to burn for as long as you're supposed to.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I know some people, you live in urban areas and you don't have a fireplace, and so what you can do is buy a little, piece of wood and everything. You could actually find them, at different places and stuff, where it's a candle holder and it's a log, and you can put your candles according to, what it is that you want to, use this time of winter solstice for, and still represent, doing the same thing as being the bonfire and stuff, if you guys can't go outside, because we actually, have one for ourselves and stuff. And because, either because of weather, or wherever, like I said, modern people, living in urban areas, you can't have the fire pit, because of certain stupid, especially in suburbs, they don't like all that kind of stuff and everything, HOAs and all that stuff. So it's okay to use candles to represent, use like a candelabra, decorate it in Yule, different, type of decorations and everything. Um, when, let me see here. When passing on the traditions,
Mhm.
how would you incorporate those traditions to be able to teach it to the children so they would, want to participate? Like, how do you make them, as I say, family and kid friendly?
Well, with some of them, it's trying to keep it a little bit less. Some of it's trying to make a game out of it, or that it's something fun to do. With like lighting Yule logs and stuff, it's having them come up to help you actually light it, and explaining to them that it's an important thing that only certain special people get to do. So that way they feel more special in doing it, so then they
Right.
want to continue doing it.
Exactly, exactly. So you have those, that's how traditions keep on, because, you think of the fond memories you have as a child doing certain things with your family, that, what? I can't wait to have my own kids so we can do this, or I can't wait to have my own grandkids so we can do that, and so that's what, the holidays are about. It's, people get so political and bitching about how you're only supposed to be saying Merry Christmas. I hate saying Happy How. People, you got to respect that, you don't realize that, be thankful that you can even celebrate Christmas and everything, because of it being so paganly rooted for the longest time, like I said before, until 1838, until Albert and Queen Victoria made it posh and had started, putting up Christmas trees and Yule tide celebrations like they did in Germany and everything that he brought over, when he became Prince Albert over there. Beforehand, it was illegal, people. So be thankful you can even say it, and respect other folks and how they celebrate. Just because, someone doesn't say Merry Christmas, at least, there's being respectful enough to say, Happy Holidays, which means Happy Holy Days. Because from now until, then, to the beginning of the year, traditionally, Yule was that long of a celebration. It wasn't just winter solstice and
Yep.
everything, you know, and I see some of those traditions like moving into modern times, like our 12 days of Christmas, like when the Christians started fighting over exactly when Christ's birthday was. Because a lot of cultures, their Yule, their type Christmas, winter celebrations and stuff happen between usually the 21st to the 25th and everything. And then going into the new year, when they were having those 12 days and stuff, like pagans used to celebrate and everything, during that time, they started, making it a part of that. Because like on my birthday, January 6th, which is Three Kings Day, also known as Little Christmas, that's when they strongly believe, because all those people put out the manger and everything, everybody and the wise men, not realizing the wise men didn't show up until Christ was 2 years old. He wasn't there. So when I was a kid growing up, three wise men wasn't even put out by the manger out in the front yard until my birthday. And that's why, tree didn't come down. Nothing came down until after the birthday. And oh, my sister Mary, Miss Renegade Red out there in Vegas says hello. Hey girl, what's up, baby? And you do your, you know, family traditions and everything. Besides Yule, because you are, being of pagan tradition, do you guys still celebrate, modern Christmas?
Yep. Uh, well, mostly it raised mostly on just doing the modern Christmas, and then it's something that we've done, and then once I started uh, investigating more into myself and finding my own path back to my ancestors, then I started to change it a little bit and make it more of how it was back in the old days. But it's hard sometimes to try and take a lot of the stuff out. It's like with my daughter this year, she's a Wiccan herself, and at their house, they have the tree and everything else decorated with a star on top that I got for them. But
Oh,
her fiance was also raised Jewish, so they also have a lot of the stuff up there for Hanukkah and everything. So it's they keep it very multicultural.
awesome. To me, I always love, see, I'm from, you know, Jupiter, Florida, north in Palm Beach County, and they got a big, huge. I mean, the Jewish community is so large and everything. Public schools get not only the federal Christian days off, but they also get the Jewish holidays off. That's why when I'm
Oh,
growing up going to private Christian school, I thought it was always so unfair where I'm stuck going to school and they're out partying, having fun and everything. And then also too, I didn't think it was fair that they got 8 days of presents and I one day. Then I had to wait until 2 weeks later till my birthday. It was like, it's not fair. And so that's why, like one of my friends and everything, her family is Icelandic and everything. And they, at first when she was first born, they did a traditional, Christmas with her, and she just opened everything up and it's like, what's next? And it's like, no, we're going to go back to the old Icelandic Viking way, and we're going to open a little bit of something every day. And the last present we open up is on New Year's and everything. And that will be, the final culmination of Yule. And that's what they would do. So you would learn to appreciate the little things. And it was about family and not just about gifts and going into debt and everything like the commercialized version of this, time of year. It's disgusting.
yeah,
And
they usually did a ceremony of some sort on each of the nights, starting on
hmm
Mother's Night and culminating with the 12th day when they have the giant feast to end
right.
everything.
Can you give an explanation what Mother's Night is?
Mother's Night is the beginning of it, and it's more of a celebration in honor of the goddess Freya and Frigga. Um, it's about the birthing of the new year to come, and as women are the fertile ones who have the children,
You're right.
that they're giving birth to the new time, along with um, the mother moon giving birth to the sun, and
And
lighting up and melting away all of the ice and snow and bringing warmth and plant life to us for more bountiful next year.
that's beautiful. And see, I can see where they have incorporated that into when they were converting, the pagans into Christianity, the whole birthing of the Virgin giving birth at that time, giving, because it's like, the Italian version of December 25th is, the goddess gives birth to, Soleil, which is the sun. and everything. And it's, was the same concept and everything.
Yeah.
But do you know anything about Frau Holly?
That one I'm not as much aware of. I'm
Frau
still
Holly,
trying to investigate a lot of them.
she she was like the female version of Santa Claus. Had the reindeer and everything. And a lot of people don't realize that Santa Claus's reindeers were all female.
Yeah.
Males lose their horn, and only the female keep theirs.
Hmm.
Every single name of the one of those reindeers and everything is actually a female.
Well, it would explain the names a little bit better with things like Dancer and Prancer, especially Vixen.
Yep,
That was
that
the
was one of
naughty
my
reindeer.
stage names. I used to wear antler. Yes, when I back in the day when I used to be a dancer, that was my stage name, and I used to wear. Everyone else would dress up like a sexy Mrs. Claus, and I was running around with antlers, telling everybody if they didn't pay me money, I was going to snitch Santa Claus. They'd been a naughty little boy.
That's the way to do it.
Hey, word! I would like bank. Please don't tell my wife. Please don't tell my wife. Give me money. I'll shut up.
Give me money.
Hmm. Yep, and it worked every time. My sister says she's kicking ass and taking names as always. Let me know when you get your Yule present. It should be coming. Ooh, we got another person trying to put something else in here. Man, gotta love these European block user people. Stay off my show, y'all fools. Man, they're
Uh,
trying to advertise for their sex whatever thingamajiggers. They're out of Russia.
oh yeah,
It's the second one.
I play a game, and someone came on there and started advertising through the mail on there, trying to sell off the coins and gems and stuff that you earn in there. But the only place you can buy them from is from the actual game store. So how are you going to buy them from some user?
Exactly. I know. Child. It's crazy, but definitely. Like when I did the collective reading and everything, it came up about isolation and about working on self care. And I can understand why this coming up. Like we have this Venus retrograde going on, and so this Yule season, people, this is a good time when Venus is in retrograde to be working on removing those toxic relationships, those toxic mindsets towards yourself, person, place, or thing, and also too using this time to remove the financial difficulties you have in your life because Venus also rules luxury and money. You know what I'm saying? So you've been praying for that breakthrough. This would be a good time to take advantage of it. So you bring in this
Yes.
new year. So when you're doing the Yule thing, one of the things I used to do when we burned the Yule log, when I used to belong to my coven down home in Florida, we would take bay leaves and everything and write on them what it was that we wanted to get rid of and everything. Do three things we want to get rid of. We would throw that in there. And then after we were done with that, we would take three bay leaves and then write three things we want to bring to us into the new year and then toss those into the fire. And it's very potent, people. Very potent.
Yep. And they had that on the 12th day, where we have like New Year's and making New Year's resolutions actually came from it on the last day. The thing you would also do at the end of the night is you would say what you would like to do in the upcoming year to better yourself, the things you would like to uh, throw off from yourself and help you to move forward. And you would write them down, your promises to the gods on what you would do to move forward in the coming year, and then you would burn it in the fire, so that it's just for you and the gods. And
Amen.
the hope was that they would help you on moving forward with what you wanted to do.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the reason, like I said, that's the reason why we would do that and stuff. So I understand. stand, like we talked about before. If you're stuck indoors, you can always do a red candle to represent the Yule fire and everything, and then burn your bay leaves from the flame of that candle and everything.
Yeah.
And also too, some people who have, you do the Celt, um, the I always say the tricycle, if I'm saying it right.
Oh,
The three spiral.
Triskel? The Triskel?
Yes, on the back of the bay leaves of what it is that you're trying to get rid of, you put a banishing one, and then on the one, you put it on the other side to bring it to you and everything. On the some people do that, depending on what your tradition is spiritually and stuff. Man, whew, child, I can't wear this hat no more, people. Hot flash. Hey,
It's the
you
season.
know, I came from the North Pole, and whew, it's hot flashes, child. Mm. Or actually, one of my favorite things is because I usually wear kitty ears at work and stuff because I got the nickname of Hell No Kitty because I don't tolerate disrespect and foolishness from people.
Hmm.
And so I was joking during the winter time that when they see me with my black cat ears on, that actually they're horn muffs because I'm from the deep, deep South. And it's a little cold here in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hubby says when he left for work, it was like -7. And, but by this Friday, it's supposed to be like 40 degrees. It's like, Chewy, talk about messed up. This is supposed to be wintertime, people. We don't do 40 degrees in December here in Minnesota. It-
Oh yeah. When
we're
I
used
want to
to.
mess with people, I just use my birth date, June 6th of 76. As soon as everybody hears the three sixes, they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna stay away from you." I'm like, hmm.
Us bicentennial babies, we're nice.
Oh yeah, especially a D-Day bicentennial baby.
Exactly. That's funny. I'm January 6th, 1976.
See,
Nothing wrong with that.
nope.
Nothing wrong with that. But definitely, when it comes to Yule traditions and everything, one of my favorite things about it is about the family camaraderie, about coming together with your kin, and enjoying each other and working with the community, and people forget that our ancestors during this time would take what little they have and shared it with everybody, and we need to start remembering that, what these holidays are really about. Not about, like we talked about before, going into, debt, taking out second mortgages just to buy that fancy, gift for somebody. People need to start remembering this is supposed to be about family, you know, and like we talked about before, get back into the days, doing like the Christmas version of Halloween, people honoring the ancestors, telling the old ghost stories, like at work, one of the notifications, like if someone sends me a message from the Facebook Messenger, you hear a ghost sound going, woo. I'm at the register checking this old lady out, and she's like, it's not Halloween anymore. You should change your notification and everything. That's kind of spooky. I said, I'm leaving it on there because actually, um, this time of year, one of my favorite ghost stories is the Christmas Carol. She goes, it's not a ghost story. I said, actually, yes, it is.
It was
I said, don't
titled
you
A
remember?
Ghost Story.
Thank you. Okay. You don't remember Scrooge gets visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future? Hello,
Mhm.
it is still a ghost story.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was
to
original
remind
title
people.
was A Christmas Carol, a ghost Christmas ghost story, and then it was the author's name.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's another reason why I keep that on there. Plus, I work with the paranormal. I'm a psychic medium. So, guess what? I deal with spirit all year round. So, I'm going to leave that on as my notification. Oh, Mama June in Bermuda says hello. Happy Yule, Mama, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays at the island. I hope all is going good. Now, during this time and everything, what are how do you prepare yourself for when you're about to do, your ritual and everything? Is it different from other seasonal, holidays, or
Somewhat.
similar?
It's more uh, sit and introspection and everything, especially in the cases like what's coming up where I'm going to be doing a more public ceremony for it rather than just immediate family and such. It's going to make it where I'm going to want to sit and introspect a little bit more and everything else because I'm going to be dealing with so much more around me than just the normal family. I have all the other energies all around me and everything, and working with that as well. So
Right?
I like to find that time to center myself and form a nice base before I start everything.
And that's the way what we need to do, before we do any type of work, no matter what time of year it is. And you're right, you got to get yourself in the right place of mind, do your spiritual cleansing and bath, do some meditation, spending some one on, that, like I said, getting into isolation, having that one-on-one time, that me time with you and the gods, your spirit guides, your angels, your saints, whatever it is that how you do your spiritual path, you know, it's important to have that relationship with them, because like we talk about all the time on every show, no matter what time of the year it is, if you don't have that relationship with them, how can you be coming in and doing some major work and expect, having anything to manifest or go your way? You got to have that two-way street. You can't just be calling on them when you get in trouble. You know, you give, they give. You don't give, guess what? They take it away. And trust me, you feel it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Me,
You know,
I'm gonna probably put a lot of extra into this one just for the fact that with all the problems I've had over the last month, I want to make sure this year I give that little bit extra to the gods this year in hopes for a good next year. Because the
oh,
last
I don't
couple
know.
of years have been sort of a roller coaster up and down of how everything's been with my health. So gotta try
Well,
and bring a little bit more to it.
well, that's a good. I'm glad that you're doing that and everything. Because especially with everything going on, you would think more people would take this time and take advantage of the isolation that we've been put into. The work on ourselves so we can, because people don't realize to get this better, to heal our world is we have to work on self first. Learning to love ourselves unconditionally and everything, realizing that the gods did not make a mistake when they created us. They did not put us in the wrong body. They did not put us, in the wrong, timeline. We're meant, our fate, our destiny is meant to realize what our true purpose is and everything is to learn our lessons through life so we can help others who are going through the same lessons, you know and that's how we keep moving forward. And that's why I love about teaching, about the sleep meditation and everything. Doesn't matter if you're pagan, doesn't matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. It's based on science. You just take advantage of your, subconscious while you're sleeping. And so that's the easiest thing to do. You find yourself worrying and you have nothing else better to do, go take a nap. Put a subliminal on, put a binaural beat, put a meditation on. You can find it in every way, shape, or form, from pagan to Christian to Buddhist to Hindu, all kinds of stuff, from New Agey stuff to Reiki, but they all work on the subconscious. So during this time of Yule, and especially during this Venus retrograde, listen and take advantage of it. It's that simple. I have people, I've tried to teach it to, and they're like, no, it can't be that easy. It has to be harder. Why? You keep speaking to the gods and everything that you want things to be harder in your life. Guess what? They're going to give it to you. And that's why you got to keep speaking to them and asking them to always send you the solutions, that they would always come to you. easily and effortlessly, whether it be about a new job, a new home, health, whatever it is, and everything. What we're speaking is what they're listening to, and they're going to give it. So that's why we need take to retrospect during this isolational time and everything and figure out exactly what it is. Like we said, figure it out, write it down. I know a lot of people, a lot of my clients and students and everything, just like myself, we have a better time manifesting our prayers and spells by seeing our own handwriting and everything. And that's why you need to take, like I said, isolation time, go in retrospect, figure out exactly what it is you want to release that you can think of and everything. And then also ask whatever it is on the subconscious that you're forgetting to be also be released. And then also too, to bring to you exactly it is what you know that you want, but also ask that what you need in your life, no matter what it is, will also too come to you easily and effortlessly. Because
Yep.
I know I'm famous for always missing something. And also I got prayer ADD. You come before the gods, you start, saying your words and everything, and then you might, well, what did, yeah, 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 I'm here, I'm still here, I'm still here. And, I've done that many times, don't mean to, but when you're doing ritual for yourself and everything, it's known to happen, but they understand, you
No.
know. But the whole point is that you still have that humble heart, when you're doing your rituals, especially during this time of year. Because I know for a fact, a lot of people still believe in the old ways and the old gods. And you can verify, especially in our Norse tradition, there's some nasty little dudes that if you've been a bad, bad boy and girl, they're going to come get you. And it's not going to be nice because it's not going to be just a switch from Krampus. Like some of them will actually take you to their lair and eat you. Oh my goodness. Like, like the Slavs have Baba Yaga and everything. Um, the Italians, she doesn't eat the babies and everything, but instead of having Santa Claus fly around, they have La Bufana, the Christmas witch.
Ah.
And oh yeah, she's one of my favorites. She southern mostly in southern Italy and Sicily. She's really celebrated and everything. She was a little old lady that had a present and gift for baby Jesus, and she couldn't make it, and God felt so sorry, felt sorry for her. So they anointed a broom for her, and so she could be able to fly and get there in time, be able to give the Christ child his birthday gift.
Hmm.
But she also dropped off coal. But personally, if you think about it, coal's not a bad thing because I got a pressure cooker, and if I put that bad boy in there, maybe and amp up the pressure and stuff, I can pressure up me coal into diamonds, maybe. Mm. Or actually, and coal could be used for heat. So coal's not really a bad thing if you think about it.
Hmm.
Maybe to some. Brother Danny says at least last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, has been quite a wild ride. Yeah, for a lot of folk, it really has.
Yep.
Especially on the collective, beyond
Oh.
crazy. And that's why we definitely got to take this time, people, to really stop being afraid to face whatever fears or subconscious level things that you got going on. Um, One of the things that I love, and you can actually look it up now, they have found that cedar wood oil helps you release down to the cellular level any forms of trauma, whether it be most recent to childhood. And so mix that with your lavender, put that on before you go to bed at night, and start listening to your subliminals and everything that help you overcome, especially childhood trauma or any form of trauma, especially dealing like with military, with the PTSD, dealing with, the demons of war, because you know, people don't realize and everything that during those times when they were locked in with the cold and everything, a lot of the traditional games were vicious because when they would go, the Vikings would go out into war and everything, they would come back and not really. Some of them refused to deal, you know, with as they say, the demons of war, like some of our modern day soldiers have. And so when they would start playing, it would like get bloody and everything, and start knocking the crap out of each other, with their, to the death, type things, when it started out just being a simple little drinking game at first. And that's why, you know, we got to take this time not to ignore of working on ourselves so we can not be triggered anymore. And when we have other people coming into our lives, especially us older people in the spiritual and magical communities, when you have those young folk who are coming to you learning, you can help those people who are going through that and everything, you know. Ooh wee, child. Even though this is sleepless, I'm burning up.
Yeah. Oh, I got
How's
the
life?
heater going on, and then I'm wearing a sweatshirt. So, trust me, I know.
Exactly. Mama
I,
June is
I'm a male witch that's melting.
right. We all do. Mama June said, I would not have made it through without your teachings, Queen. I am so thankful to you. My pleasure, darling. That's why I tell people what I do is I give you recommendations. A true teacher is just a guide. I'm a pointer. Because a lot of stuff that you're learning, you're going to realize you already knew and everything. Because many of us who are spiritual like the way we are, this is not our first rodeo. This is not our first lifetime. And that's why, like for me, when it came to,
Did I freeze? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yes. Moment of pause. Oh,
sorry
there
about
it
that.
is.
Stupid. My sister
Well,
was a
this time
moment
it
of
happened to you, not me.
child. I got that stupid T-Mobile, but that's all right. Mama June says, I'm putting my crown on every morning and it makes a big difference. One of the things I teach and everything, this is something universal. It doesn't matter what your faith or spirituality is, something everyone can do, because lavender has been proven to be, gets rid of depression, anxiety, and gives you mental clarity and focus. Some people call it crown of success. We just call it the crown of royalty, where you anoint yourself in the middle of your forehead, left and right temple, in the back of your neck, left and right side. You do it once in the morning. Lavender not strong enough, mix it with the frankincense, and then at night, like I talked about before, mix it with the cedar wood and everything. Because also too, another reason why as spiritual folk, why it's important to us to be putting this crown on and everything, is that since we're going through the 5D ascension, a lot of us are leaving this realm and going up into the ether, you know. And so since we're leaving our bodies, we got to make sure they're protected so nothing else jumps in and everything. And we can do what we need to do. And also, too, it helps those subliminals really get into you, you know, and really work. It's very simple. The most powerful form, energy work, magic, spells, whatever you want to call it, prayers, is sleep. That simple. So take, you know, if your isolation time is taking a nap, use this time. So like I do. You go through, find out what it is that you feel that you truly need to work on at that point in time. Find something that you know that would work for you. Put it where you just barely hear it. I know a lot of these videos tell you have to wear earbuds. I don't like having anything in my ear. I'm a side sleeper. And so I have tested out myself. You just put it where you barely just hear it and go to sleep. And they work just as great. You know what I'm saying? And make it a daily thing. I even got a short list. You can find them all here on this on the ministry's YouTube channel. And oh, and by the way, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and everything. And again, sorry about the moment of pause. You know, internet very fickle. It works when it wants to. You know,
Yeah.
gotta love technology. It's a blessing and a curse. But we only got a few minutes left. But yay! You almost made it a whole hour. Woohoo!
I
But
never mind.
if anyone ever wants to get a hold of you to find out more about the Norse riders or your, you know, your practices or anything, please let people know.
Oh yeah. They can either find me on Facebook under Wolfram Vajir Mamamore. Otherwise, they can also look up the club online, Norse Riders Berserker Longship here in Minnesota is what it'll be under. Norse
Okay.
Riders RC Berserker Longship is our Facebook page for our local chapter here. And
See, that's one
that
thing I love
those are
about you
usually the
guys.
best ones.
That's one thing I love about your group and everything because you're a coven slash riding club and everything. And that's one thing I love about it. I find that absolutely awesome, you know. And definitely I highly recommend, you know, people do your research, study, especially with everything that's going on and stuff. Anything I even say, I always tell them. I don't care if it's about spiritual stuff, natural health practices, whatever. Look it up. Do your research, you know, because with in these modern times, it's very sad to see that people are swimming in all this information, but yet choosing deliberately to drown in ignorance because they're too
Yep.
lazy to put in the work. And you can verify, I can verify, and the ancestors would tell you straight up, you got to put the work in.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't get nothing without putting the work. And our lives are called the great work for a reason. So, like what, you know, take this time, work on yourself. Yule this Yule season to better yourself so you can better your community, so you can be a better person for the world.
Yep.
And will you please, if you still don't mind, closing out the show with a Yule blessing for the collective?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Gods of the Asir and Veneer, you come to us this winter solstice on a long ship. You watch over us and have done many things for us. Help bring forth the sun and the warmth in the end of this winter year. Bring peace and harmony to those who are out here listening to the show and out around. I thank you for all you have done for me and all the others. Hail to you.
Hail.
About the best to do for right now.
Hey, all that matters, it comes from the heart, and that's what the gods actually want. To them, that is the pure sacrifice. It's to come straight from the heart and come humble for them as a child. As long as you come from that place, they will always accept your sacrifice, no matter what it is. It's either your time and energy, mead, beer, other forms of alcohol, tobacco, whatever your spiritual path is. Always remember to come with sacrifice to show that you are truly giving and wanting to have that proper relationship with them. And as you give and have that proper relationship with them, you're always going to be protected. You're always going to be blessed. So keep working on those mindsets, people, because when we have doubt and we're not having that true faith that they will always provide and protect us like they always do, to them, they consider that a slap in the face. That's an insult. So don't do that, people. Like I said, take this time, work on yourselves, and take advantage of this Yule season so you can bring this 2022 in. Remember, those are master numbers, builder numbers, okay? So you can build what you need. Give yourself, like I said, that breakthrough, that tower moment, okay? When people see the tower card in the tarot, for some of you, that moment's already happened. Some of you haven't had that happen and everything. Not in a negative way. The type of tower moment where you have that major breakthrough that you've been wanting. You've been putting all that sweat and tears and whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Start working on that mindset. And as you do, you will see the breakthroughs you need so you know what to do coming into this 2022 to rebuild. Okay? Ask the gods to show you your true destiny and fate.
Yep.
Take the time. Listen. Isolation, and you will hear their voice. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Brother Wolfram. I can't wait to have you back. You know, we got to schedule you in for next year.
Yep.
I say around solstice, summer solstice.
All right. And
We
I know
definitely
with
got to have you in.
and I know with the winter ceremony I'll be doing coming up here for Yule, my hopes is to be able to videotape it, so that I'll actually have a video of it for people to see.
Awesome.
Hopefully, if
Awesome. Look forward to it.
it'll be able to stay online. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are a little bit too overly sensitive. Because this year, with everything going on, it was felt greatly that it should be more brought back to the old times, and instead of doing the more modern offerings of sacrifice of food and mead and so forth, that this year we will actually be doing an old-fashioned ceremony with an old-fashioned offering. So we'll actually be sacrificing an animal that will be feasted on the second night of the ceremony.
Ooh, who got a good goat recipe? All right, that was traditional. The Yule goat. Or also they did boar. Oh my God, we used to do boar hunts down in Florida. We send the dogs out and do wild boar hunts and everything, and low and slow cook a boar in the ground. Yum 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 yum.
But that's what we're planning on doing.
Your boys to build a Dutch, one of the Chinese oven type thingies and everything. Since the ground is frozen, make them get you cinder blocks so you can build a pit, and you can do a boar and do a goat.
Yeah.
Now you're making me hungry.
Yep. And I know my son's gotten really into it with helping out for it this year. He actually found some old Norse and Scandinavian Yule decorations. He found
Oh,
straw made lambs and so forth. So goats. So we actually have a couple of those that we'll actually have there for the ceremony, sitting off to the sides of the altar and everything to
awesome.
help with everything. So
Oh
it's gonna be
man,
fun.
I am definitely going to be there in spirit, man, and I look forward to seeing the video. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. Blessed
Yep.
Yule to you and your family and all your beloveds. Happy holidays and season greetings to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And next week, I will have my Lady Dina, the Phoenix. She is going to be on, and we're going to be talking about the horoscope of what to expect of 2022, bringing in this new year. So, everyone, have a good Yule, blessed Christmas coming up, and everyone stay healthy, stay kind.
Oh
Love
yes.
y'all.